Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing my Calgary real estate market update for August 2022. I'm going to be sharing exactly what happened during the month of July as we go into August and see what those numbers are all about. Again, to see how those interest rate hikes have affected Calgary specifically. A lot of cities across Canada have had significant changes. So I'm going to actually show you exactly what's going on in Calgary. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Living in Calgary, Alberta. My name is Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary, and I have a very good idea what's going on in the market. I've been selling real estate here for 30 years, and I can really see what's happening based on the supply and demand. Without further ado, I'm going to get into sharing the main charts and graphs so you can get a better idea what's happening in Calgary. So let's get started right after this. All right, so let's take a look at the monthly stats for July 2022 here. This is the Calgary Real Estate Board's stat package, and I'm going to go over some of the graphs. So our sales were actually down from last year, 2.6%. Now, keep in mind, last year was a record high in sales for Calgary. So this is actually not really that big of a decrease. Typically in July and August, we'll see sales actually drop just because a lot of people aren't here. They're not making purchases during these months. They're on vacation. They're busy with family things. And actually a lot of people that had bought in the spring are actually making their moves into their homes in the summer months. And so typically we'll start to see the sales increase again in as we get into September, October, and this is typical for Calgary. So one of the things to keep also in mind is that with the interest rate hikes that we've seen, it's definitely slowing the amount of homes that are sold across Canada. So just because, again, people just can't afford, especially in Toronto and Vancouver, where prices are still significantly higher than Calgary, it makes it near impossible for people to purchase a home, even at a starter home. So we're still seeing a lot of people making the move to Calgary from Toronto and Vancouver and the surrounding cities. And again, this is putting the supply and demand, a lot of pressure on the demand on Calgary homes. So I believe as we go into fall, we're going to actually see the prices stay fairly strong in Calgary, mostly just because the demand will be so high and it will put pressure on our supply. But let's take a quick look at what happened in July, though. So our number of sales were 2,254 sales. Our residential price, this is all these put together. The average was 540,000, again, which is up 12% from last year. So prices are still very strong here. Detached price, average price was 643,600. Semi-detached is the 576,900. These are like the duplex type of properties. Row housing, which is townhouses, attached townhouses. The average price was 362,600, and apartments 278,800. And as this article does talk about, the row housing and apartment sales are actually increasing. And I predicted this because I know that once people can't afford to get into, like, because our prices are starting to go up here in Calgary, it's getting a little harder to afford a detached or a semi-detached home. People want to own, so now they're going to start moving into the lower price type of homes, which is the row housing and the apartments. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so these two charts really give us a good indication of the overall direction that the sales are heading as far as real estate is concerned. This one on the left, the red trend line is our benchmark price. And again, this is the total inventory and sales. So this is all types of properties. So as you can start to see is that through the summer here, we're starting to slow down as far as price. But as you can see here, our inventory is still fairly stable. There's a good amount of homes for sale. But again, it's still not like record highs or anything like that. So in the green bar here, you can see the sales starting to drop. And again, you're typically going to see a lower amount of sales anyway in July and August. So again, this is something I would have expected anyway. And as we go into the fall, I do see that this will probably start to increase again. Um, anyway, so as you can see though that this difference between the green and the blue is getting larger. So we're starting to see definitely more choices right now to buy if you're thinking of purchasing a home. Some really good opportunities right now. And again, going into fall, I believe that it'll be a little harder to get those good homes because I would believe that the demand is going to be such where we might even see the prices continue to increase. So the graph over here, this total months of inventory, this is an indicator of, again, if all the listings stayed exactly where they are right now, it would take just over about 2.5 months before all the listings are all sold. So this is a good graph just to see kind of the direction overall. And again, this just makes sense in the summertime that this is going to happen. Once again, I believe going into the fall, we're going to see a pressure on the amount of properties that are going to be available for buyers. So again, if you're thinking of purchasing a home this year or next year in Calgary, and you do really want to know very specifically what's going on in each part of Calgary, I'm going to show you a graph here again just to kind of see how Calgary split up and the different price ranges. Feel free to give me a call or even send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I help families move to Calgary, and that's one of my specialties, people relocating to Calgary, and I'd be more than happy to help you and your family find a home that makes sense. So this graph is our benchmark price for the different sections of Calgary. And as you can see, Calgary's in basically 8 different major areas, if you will. And there's obviously different types of living in each of these areas. And so, but let's just go over quickly the benchmark price. So North Central is 509,000. Northwest Calgary is 572,100. West side of Calgary, 653,000. South, 522,700. Southeast, 531,200. East Calgary, which is the lowest part of Calgary as far as values, it's 334,400. City Center, 591,600. And Northeast Calgary, 428,700. But as you can see, compared to year over year pricing, it's still well above last year's prices. And even though we're seeing a little bit of a softening right now, I still believe that as we go into fall and into 2023, I believe the prices will probably be higher. So anyway, so once again, if you're considering making a move to Calgary, you definitely want to give me a call. I'd love to help you. Also, if you want to take a look at houses for sale, I do have a website, and I'll show you that here. So if you're thinking of making a move to Calgary and want to take a look at some listings, this is my website. Go to deanmartinteam.com. You can search all the listings available in Calgary. You don't have to register or anything. You can just go ahead and search away. If you do want to save a search, you will need to register. So what I do recommend, though, and a lot of my clients do, is that they'll give me a call and I'll actually customize a search for you that will target your specific search requirements. That way I can give you also recommendations on the best communities that match what you are looking for your family. So once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And of course, give me a like and ring that bell so you get updated on my very next video. I do videos regularly on living in Calgary, Alberta. And again, this is to help people understand what Calgary is all about. And again, thank you for watching and have a great day.